Should have thought this through a little bit better. Because there's absolutely no freaking traffic on Easter Sunday, I'm actually going to show up almost an hour early. Could have slept in for another half hour. Damn it. It's a beautiful Easter Sunday morning. Freaking cold as hell out. 35 degrees. But it's beautiful. Hello, Tomahawk. I guess that's Tomahawk. Yes. Hey. Hey, Mark. Hey, Greg. Good morning. Happy Easter. I hope there's coffee. I really need coffee. So last night, in case you didn't watch, I made a quick and easy macaroni and cheese. Except for with cavatappi, because I'm not fond of elbow macaroni. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the times I've gone to Hawaii and it's like, macaroni salad, macaroni salad, macaroni salad. It's like, I don't know why macaroni salad is such a thing in Hawaii. It's like, it just blows me away. I don't get it. I don't know. So yesterday was a barrel of laughs. I went to Costco, and one of these days I'm going to learn my lesson. Not go to Costco the day before a major holiday. The place was packed. People were not on their best behavior, and I decided that I needed some retail therapy and went back for that 8.5 quart stock pot that I desperately wanted. It's made by Green Can, and oh my God, it's just an amazing pot. So as I was passing by, there was a Cutco booth there right at the end of that aisle, right on the end cap. And I overheard a guy talking to these people about Cutco knives. And I was like, I kind of had a little bit of a giggle because it's like, oh yeah, chefs all over use these knives. And I'm like, it's like, so I'm giggling over it, and I guess I was giggling over it a little loud because he snapped his head and looked right at me. And I went on my merry way on a mission to get that pot into the grocery cart, but I had to pass right by it. I could have walked around, but no. I just feeling a little spicy. So standing there at the booth, and so he calls me over, and I'm like looking at him, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be fun. This is going to be just about as fun as the Mormons that show up on my doorstep on a Saturday afternoon when I'm trying to take a nap, asking me if I feel that there's hope for the world. And it's like, oh. But anyway, back to the Cutco guy. All right, I'm very particular when it comes to knives. I've had a Cutco knife in my youth. Hey Mason, I hope I'm not overstepping you. Anyway, so I was young and dumb and bought a Cutco knife. It was like knife that I actually purchased with my own money. And I thought, oh, this is just so cool. Not really. It wasn't really all that cool. I did not like it. Did not like it. Did not like it. And so he's like telling me all about these knives and how they're used in restaurants everywhere. Just about every restaurant has one. And I'm like, yeah, in the junk drawer. And he looks at me and he's like, what's your problem? I said, dude, you're you're spouting all this misinformation. Chefs don't use Cutco. They just don't. They just don't use it. They chefs have their special knives. They they put as much research into their cutlery as the typical person would when they go to buy a car. They want certain features, and these things are not even properly balanced for the way that I use a knife. And but chefs use them. I'm like, not this chef. You're talking to a chef, a real chef, not a line cook that's saying that she's a chef. I'm a chef, and and he he just and I just walked away because I was just feeling a little on the spicy side. Oh, please tell me my coffee stand is open. My ass is dragging so bad. I really desperately need coffee this morning. I need coffee. Hopefully they're open. I probably should have asked her on Friday if they were open. Let's see here. Let's just drive real slow. Yes, the open sign is on. Sylvie can have her coffee. Yay. Probably the only person that's come to the stand this morning. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Oh, what a cute kitty. Okay. Oh, shit. Different coffee girl. Good morning. Good, thanks. How about you? I would like a 20-ounce caramel macchiato, 2 extra shots, extra sweet, please. Hot. Yes, 5 shots. No, I'm just getting my coffee. Hi, Tiger. Good morning. Happy Easter. Yes, I do have fun plans for the day. I have fun plans to go to work. I'm going to work. Yes. But I actually like my job. So, yeah. I am a chef at a jail. Yes. Oh, yeah? Cool. Yeah, our nurses, they don't look like they're very happy. Our nurses, they don't look very happy to be there. But it is what it is. No. Um, no. I can defend myself. So, yeah. Yeah, I have them in my kitchen. No, they're in my kitchen. And they do stuff. And yeah, but they're more of a hindrance than a help. But yeah, they don't dare cross me because yeah, they know. Well, yeah, we don't want to mess with her. Yes, that's fine. No, not usually. On the holidays, you guys aren't very busy at all. Um, I don't know. Good question. Good question. That's a really good question. I was like, oh, please let them be open, please, please, please. Yeah. 'Cause I don't want to go to Starbucks. I don't want to go to Starbucks. And it's only mediocre coffee at best. It's like I don't know what it is about Starbucks, but every time I drink coffee from Starbucks, I get heartburn so bad. And I've been coming to this stand for a long time. I remember all the changeovers from bikini barista to family friendly to bikini barista and so forth. No, just one straw. Yep. A little one, please. Uh, yeah, see, I'm covering for my kitchen supervisor who's actually religious and wanted the day off so she could go and be with her family. Yeah, yeah, so it is what it is. So, bugs? Like, oh, fake bugs. Actually, that's kind of cool. Well, especially if you put a little spring in there so that when you open it, it jumps out. Like a rubber tarantula, it just jumps right out. I'd be like, where's the video camera? Uh-huh. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. Oh, thank goodness I have the day off. All right. Well, thank you very much. You too. Okay. Back to it. I don't know if you heard her story, um, but that was pretty freaking hilarious. Her father is sticking fake bugs into plastic Easter eggs and pranking the kids with uh, fake fake bugs. So yeah, it sounds like something I would do, except for I take it to an extreme. They'd probably either be live tarantulas or or put a little spring in there so that when you do open up the egg, it pops out and hits you in the face, and watch the kids cry and scream and piss themselves, like emotional damage, but that's just me. I just you know I don't hate kids. I just love to torment them. Um, so God dang it, it's freaking cold out here. Okay, so she actually makes a decent coffee. So that's a bonus. Actually, I remember her. I haven't worked I haven't worked a Sunday in a long time. Um, so um, I remember that she was the Sunday girl. I don't know why I'm sitting there waiting. Got a green light. Nobody's coming. Cedar Ridge. So yeah, yeah, it was just so freaking hilarious. The whole Cutco knife thing, and uh, hey John Doe, um, so just looking so forward to the weather getting better. But I didn't. So this is we're headed to Kelly Lake Road. So Tiger can track me like a stalker. And then take a turn on Church Lake Road. This is the whole backside to Lake Tabs. Such a pretty drive though through this neck of the woods. At least I miss. Oh Jesus H Christ! I can't fucking see. Okay. Um. Yeah. Just all right. There's a stoplight up here somewhere. God, I don't like this. One of the bad things about having coloboma is that um, we have glare intolerances and varying degrees of night blindness. Thankfully, mine's mostly uh, mostly cosmetic. I know that there's others out there that suffer from this, that have it in both eyes, and uh, they got really bad vision. I mean, mine's not great, but it's what's kept me from flying airplanes. So, God, I love this area. It's just so sad to see all these crackerjack houses out here, though. Drive down the road, and it's like 2 blocks later. Didn't I just pass that house? So I got lots of cool ideas coming up. Now that the weather is getting nicer, I wanna, and now that I have 3 days off, and it's they're pretty much weekends. Um, got weekends off. I want to go out and do some cool stuff. And so I'm trying to figure out a way to uh, get a new camera into the budget, because I don't want to have to carry my Nikon around. Try to use that for video. Uh, I saw it over at Costco yesterday, so I'm like, maybe next payday, maybe next payday I can get it. So it would be a lot of fun. Be able to take y'all out to all these cool little places. Come back, cook some food, hang out, whatever. So I know that a lot of y'all have been wanting to know a little bit more about my sleepy little town of population of 500 something, and the other two towns on the other end. Uh, they're historic mining towns. And there's a lot of mining artifacts up in the hills still. And yeah, it's just beautiful um, area out here. Carbon Glacier feeds the creek that runs through my backyard, and so the water is frigid cold all the way until August, and then maybe it might be warm, but then again, it's down to a very, very, very mild trickle at that point. Um, we'll do a little bit of fishing out of the backyard. We do have a lot of trout, and then come September, every other year, we get salmon that spawn in our backyard, and that creates a whole other thing of interest right there. Is that we have bears, and the bears will come through and they'll munch on the salmon that basically collect like right on the corner of my property before the creek takes a bend. Uh, it seems like they always get stuck there until the heavy rains come and the creek fills up. But it's interesting because in the late part of the summer, just the tail end of summer, uh, I'll open up the bedroom window and you can actually hear the salmon thrashing around the creek trying to get upstream. Um, so I'm really looking forward to all that, sharing all that with y'all. I really wish I would have done this sooner, doing YouTube, because yeah, life has been unkind the last 8 years with Timmy and his multiple amputations, and now he's got cancer on his foot. I haven't really been able to do a hell of a lot. I mean, every time I think that we can take the motorcycles out, go out and get a battery for the Harley, and uh, it's like another medical problem comes up, or I get stuck at work, or COVID. But anyway, so back to COVID. One of the things that the restaurant and bar industry suffered from was the impact of COVID. Um, a lot of restaurants closed their doors permanently. A lot of chefs moved on to do other things, either going on to healthcare because the hours were less erratic. Um, and changes of hours that had gone on that had persisted for a long time, and they've never really fully recovered. And so, what I'm asking you all to do is, when you're going out to dinner, consider going to a local. Support your local restaurants because they're still trying to gain back what they lost. Um, and it's sad because like so many of my favorite restaurants closed their doors during the pandemic and they never returned. Um, so that's another thing that people that are looking, kids that are looking to get into the culinary industry, this is what they should take into consideration because COVID's never going away. It's always going to be persistent. It's going to be there. It's just going to keep doing its thing, and to a far lesser degree than what we saw at the very, very beginning. Is look into job security, and when I say look into job security, I mean consider going into the dietary and nutrition side of things in healthcare settings. Or like what I'm doing right now is I'm a food service director at a jail. Um, work for an international company. Um, one of their one of their what's the word? I don't know. Kind of losing it here. Um, anyway, so I work for a branch of this company, and we we take care of the Department of Corrections. Um, then there's also schools, uh, like universities, or you know, branching out and doing your own thing, and working as a private chef, or doing meal prep, or something other than busting your ass for minimum just $1 over minimum wage in most cases, um, at a restaurant. Um, I mean, if that's your forte, then by all means. But I strongly recommend looking at job security, um, and also looking at something that actually has full benefits, like retirement plan. And find that dream job. That's it. Stay with it, and that way you have retirement package. You got your 401k and so on and so forth. Because a lot of restaurants they don't offer health insurance or benefits like that unless you go corporate, like the chain restaurants and stuff like that. And a lot of those ones, you're not going to you're not going to put a lot of your knowledge to use. And I say that because a lot of the time they operate out of a bag, box, or can. Stuff comes pre-cut, um, pre-made. You're not going to use your culinary uh, education for that sort of thing. Um, so keep that in mind. I remember hiring a guy who had come from one of the chain restaurants, and there's there's this running joke about this particular restaurant, um, that their executive chef is named Mike, um, because they have like a whole bank of microwaves. Um, so Chef Mike will take care of it. And when I say that I really don't know how to use a microwave, I'm being serious. I don't know how to use a microwave. Don't like them. I don't like the way that they reheat food. I also don't like, the fact that in a restaurant setting we have to, if we put something in a microwave, it has to reach 165 degrees for 5 seconds. 165 degrees. Anything that delicate, that has the ability to break, if if heated up beyond a certain temperature, put in that microwave, you're going to end up with garbage. Um, your food's ruined. Um, I can't believe that just the change in weather has allowed me to be able to keep this thing going. Um, usually it's like reconnecting, reconnecting. We're going over the Green River right now, and now we're into Auburn. Pink trees are still going. Um, they're on their last leg though. Um, all these pink cherry blossoms will be done and over with soon. Uh, so that wine that I bought yesterday, oh my God, it was so delish. Again, Figgins Family Winery, and it's in Walla Walla, Washington, down in the bottom corner where Oregon and Idaho meet Washington. The area is really exploding with wineries. It's pretty nice. Um, we're finally getting a little bit of that action. Um, so we've never really been known for wines. We've just been kind of on the cusp of being up and comers. Now we're up and comers because everybody's like, oh, it's got to be Napa, it's got to be Russian River Valley, it's got to be Sonoma. It's like, no, what about Washington? We're getting there. We're definitely getting there, but that thing was, oh my goodness. I'm still thinking about it. When I get home, I think I might have to get myself a glass. That was a 2021, not a 2020 like the one that I posted on Discord. Um, so it's slightly different flavor profile. Maybe that's why it was only a $35 bottle versus a $60 bottle that the 2020 was. But seriously delicious. Perfect pairing for that macaroni and cheese that I made yesterday. Normally I wouldn't pair a red with that, but it just went so well with the cheese. Um, so one of the things I want to do is do some really cool food coming up. High school graduations and college graduations are coming up, and I know that there's some families that like to do their graduation parties for their loved ones in a more I don't know, casual setting, I guess. And so we're going to be doing some budget-friendly uh, snacky things that would appeal to high school graduates, college graduates, so that y'all can wow all your guests with some pretty damn tasty food. Uh, one of them is, I don't know if anybody's ever smoked eggs before, but smoked deviled eggs are just absolutely to die for. Um, and I was thinking about it last week, doing some smoked deviled eggs for for Easter, and just totally blew it off. And it's been damn cold, so didn't want to have to sit there and babysit a smoker in 40-degree weather. Didn't want to do that. So and yes, off to work I go. It's a beautiful day though. I have a feeling that today is not going to be a good day at work. I'm still fuming over 27 pounds of hard-boiled eggs going missing. And, it's like egg prices have just gone through the freaking roof for the simple fact that we're, our beloved state of Washington has decided that we that our eggs have to be cage-free eggs. So now we're paying an added premium. You can't just have just regular eggs. I mean, I can understand, animal husbandry, being good caretakers of chickens, and reducing their suffering for our human consumption. However, it's like, why is it that we're the only state that's doing this nonsense? Um, Still firmly believe that a happy chicken is going to lay a happy egg, but forcing it upon us, and then we're having to pay the premium. It's no wonder why 2 bags of groceries yesterday was 70 something not dollars. I didn't have anything overly expensive in my groceries. It was just some vegetables and a couple new jars of salad dressing and uh, some snacky things because I was having problems with my hypoglycemia. I don't know what the hell's going on with that lately. It's just been sending me on a tailspin a lot lately. I still firmly believe that I might have a thyroid problem, but my doctor did a full blood panel, and no, the only thing that she could find was like kidney impairment. So I got this chronic cystic kidney disease, apparently, where I end up with cysts in my kidneys. Um, so I try to eat as clean as humanly possible, but and avoid. Oh my God, it's so good. And try to avoid excessive amounts of alcohol. It's like a glass of wine here and there, cocktail here and there. I'm good. Probably should just totally abstain. Life is too short. Life is too short. I'd like to be able to enjoy my little vices from time to time. I just hope that the weather starts to warm up soon because I'm ready for some sunshine. Yeah, so definitely check out the mac cheese yesterday. It was so good. I'm suffering today for it though. I forgot to take lactate before I dug into dinner. Oh, effing damn it. And yeah, so I think this upcoming weekend I'm gonna do the chicken enchilada casserole. Yeah, know we'll have a lot of fun with that. I'll make sure that I post the grocery list in advance on that tomorrow. So if you go to I also got to start, doing more shit on my blog, which is located at www.chefcivvy.com. I keep saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna start working on that, and I get busy with life. Life is busy. Life is constantly busy. It's like forget, or I'm too tired, or I forget, or I'm like, I don't really want to do this right now. Let's just sit and watch puppy videos. Um, you know, and last night I was like using YouTube and stuff. I don't know what the hell's going on with society. When did apathy and this whole rogue warrior frickin' mentality come from? Where everybody's like rah. It's like I don't get it. I just don't get it. Just confused about it all because it takes nothing at all to be a decent, kind human being and just be inclusive. And so, if anybody sees Andy Marak around, could you please let him know? I'm so sorry that he felt like he was being ignored on the live. Uh, I don't think that was the case. I really wasn't paying a lot of attention to chat, so I'm so sorry if he snuck in and I didn't say anything. Sometimes I get a little caught up in what I'm cooking that I forget that I just spent like $300 on a new tablet so that I could actually keep up with the chat and stuff like that. And I've been a bad person. I've not been paying as much attention to my chat, and just let him know that sorry that he felt that way. Uh, because Munchie Mafia is inclusive, where we don't have clicks, we don't do any of that. We're just out to have a fun time and live, laugh, and love. I hate that phrase so much. Every time I see a chalkboard sign with that on there, I just want to rip it off the wall and stomp on it. Not because of the message. It's because it's so overused. Everybody's got one in their house. I don't, but yeah. So here we are, the jail. We gotta check in here real quick. Thank you. Now we're in the jail. Now we're in the parking lot. So on my way home, or I got in my car and I started it. Then I was just sitting here for a moment thinking about how messed up my life was for the day. And there was this cute little bunny rabbit that was hopping along this fence line. And it was just so cute. And I was like, no, don't head toward the road. Your special day's coming. Don't do it. Hopefully it didn't unsubscribe. Oh, there's Andy. Hi, Andy. I can read now. Hi, Andy. I don't know what happened. I heard about it through the grapevine. I'm so sorry that you felt that way. Um, you are very welcome here. So anyhow, back to the bunnies. So yes, the bunny, the cute little bunny, was hopping along the fence. I'm like, no, don't run out in the road. Please don't run out in the road. It's your special day. It's coming up. You're supposed to be shitting colored Easter eggs out your bumhole and leaving all these, you know, cute little treats for kids uh, to further add to the obesity problem and diabetes in in North America. So, uh, yeah, it was funny in my head. Okay, it was funny in my head. Um, yeah, I know that wasn't very funny. Sorry. So it was it was just adorable because it was just this wild bunny. I don't know where the hell it came from, but it was here, just hopping along this fence line. Why did the rabbit cross the road? I don't know, Viper. Why did the rabbit cross the road? It was a chicken's day off. Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it is. Is that why we have Easter bunnies? It's because they're giving the chicken the day off and leaving these colored eggs because of course has to try to one up the chicken by giving out these colorful eggs. That's, I don't even know how the hell that even started. I've never really celebrated Easter, um, even though even though my family was Catholic, um, was um, so yeah, just hanging out. Got a whole half hour. And don't want to show the fact that I'm actually smoking right now. So I'm not looking forward to going in because not because not because it's Easter and because it's Sunday and it's supposed to be my day off. It's because of the 27 pounds of eggs. When my boss was telling me about um all my financials were like screaming, "Oh, stuff is getting overused. Where is this going?" I'm like, you know, and then it led me back to a conversation with one of the other trustees that so and so was bragging about how many eggs he had taken out of the cooler, and that's the one that got fired from the kitchen. So um, it just comes back to that. So it's like I don't want to be a monster today, but I'm gonna have to put my foot down and say, look, you know, you guys are staying out of the cooler. You're not going into the cooler. You're not helping yourself to anything. Um, because if I catch you, you're done. You're done. Period. Done. 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 Um, I feel like I have to be like hyper vigilant about my product on my shelves now. I don't like I don't like that. It's like it just ruins the whole vibe. Because I like to have a nice peaceful kitchen, and we can't have peaceful kitchen if people are stealing eggs. And so yeah, I get to deal with one of our bench scrapers has disappeared. Um, so now I get to tear the kitchen apart. It's probably something stupid like underneath the ice machine, and somebody kicked it under the ice machine and left it there and said that somebody else will get it. And that somebody else would probably be me because I have OCD and I'm gonna find it. come hell or high water, because I really don't want to have to go to the commander and say, Commander, one of our bench scrapers has disappeared. Um, can you toss the A unit for me? And so I got that phone call yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, what more could possibly go wrong? Yes, Andy, you're probably right with that. Actually, not probably. You are right with that. It's like, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Now we got Grandparents' Day. Now we got International Pancake Day, uh, Donut National Donut Day, National this day. It's like, oh my God. It's like, what the hell? Uh, my job is stress filled, but it's a different kind of stress than what I had been dealing with in the past. The last one, it's like I ended up on blood pressure medication and antidepressants toward the end there because it was so depressing, and I was headed for a really really bad mental breakdown, and it wasn't the kind of stress that I can't handle my job sort of thing. It was, why am I handling this? I'm only the chef here. I'm the director of dining and nutrition. I'm not here to wipe butts. I'm not here to take somebody to the bathroom. I'm not here to do this. I'm not here to do that. That's not part of my job description. And yet it became part of my job description unofficially, and it was pissing me off. It was pissing me off that I had caregivers coming to me and saying, "I need you to take so and so to the bathroom." No. I don't have that certification. I can't do that. I need help. Well, so do I. I need help too, but at least you can help. You got a food handler's card. I don't have that certification to go and wipe asses and help people to the bathroom and all this other crap. You know, and not getting the support that I needed from corporate. It's like, why why are they making me wipe asses? No, no, I don't do that. No, no, no. Won't do that. Not doing it. Can't make me do it. And it was causing a lot of contention, um, a lot of freaking angst. And I kept trying to talk to my executive director about that. And she was doing that, oh, that's not right. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll have a talk with them, but nothing was ever happening. It's like some of the caregivers were acting like they ran the show, and the fact that they weren't giving me an admin day to do my admin stuff. I was having to cook and do my admin stuff at the same time, and it's like, no, no, no. So for those that are looking into getting into the culinary industry, if you decide to go to healthcare, make sure that you're going to one of these communities that actually has a full team of people, and not this freaking uh, not this freaking skeleton crew bullshit where you have to do everything and have to donate hours because you can't go over your allotted time. If they say anything about your hours being or your hours can fluctuate based on the daily census, which is how many residents you have in house at that moment. Um, just don't do it. It's like, our the community could handle 48 total. We had 48 rooms. Some of them could be double occupancy because of couples. Um, but it was like a small percentage because not all of the rooms were one bedroom. A lot of them were, it was a mix of studio and one bedrooms. So with that in mind, it's like they had this number. If you were at 41 or higher, you could have your 40 hours. If you drop down to 39, uh, you can only work 35 hours. You can't, you know, cooking for one less person doesn't mean that you have less work to do. Um, you still have the same amount of work to do. And then the numbers just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. Had a lot of deaths, had a few move outs, um, really high turnover. And that's the other thing that you should always ask during an interview. What's your turnover rate? How long has your how long has your people that's in this position that I'm applying for been with the company? How many of those have moved on over the course of a year? Um, if it's got a high, and then on top of all of it, you can also go on to websites like Glassdoor. I think Indeed also has uh, a review section where former and current employees can actually write a review of the company that they work for. Read those. Don't read the good ones. Read the bad ones, and then figure out how many bad ones were there for the total. And if it's greater than 25%, don't go and interview. But just keep in mind that you might only be there for 6 months. Because yeah, I asked for another kitchen person, at least put one on call or something, and they wouldn't even do that. So it's like I worked like 3 months straight with no day off, nothing from corporate that said, oh, let me send somebody to you to cover your kitchen for a day. Not that anybody could have done that. Somebody from actual corporate would have to come in, because it's like my kitchen was one of very few that was actually a scratch kitchen where more greater than 90% of our stuff was made from scratch. And hi Teresa, happy Easter. So here we are. My head was in a really bad place. So and it was really sad, because it's like, that's where that was the community where I won my Chef of the Year, Chef of the Quarter awards. Also won several competitions because they ran in-house competitions. Won just about every single one that I was in. I was part of the photo team that took care of taking photos of food. Um, Collaborated on exciting new recipes um, that was regional food. And it's like, I felt like I felt like I had a purpose, and then all of a sudden this you know Enliven went bankrupt, and we got taken over by another company. Yeah, and their whole thing was kindness matters, but you can be kind, but you can't be kind and not be present at the same time. Um, so in order for kindness to actually work in a business setting, you have to be present, or else your employees feel ignored, like they've lost their purpose. And this is not just a job where I pick up a paycheck at the end of the week. This is this this career has been my calling, and so I take my job very seriously. And then there's days when I don't take it very seriously, but for the most part, I take it very seriously. Because at the end of the day, we're humans. We have to eat. Even 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 these guys here, uh, yeah, they're here because they screwed up, so they're in jail. You know, but that doesn't mean that they're not less deserving of something that actually tastes decent. So put a little love into the food, makes them happy, and at the same time, it also keeps jail riots from occurring, because it's like there's two things that there's two things that seniors and people in jail look forward to every day. That's a daily occurrence. Meals and being able to, do some sort of activity, whether it's walking around in the in the quad, or hanging out with everybody else in the unit in the common area activities. And for seniors, it's like activities and food. It's where they get most of their socializing in. So if something is amiss with either of those, it's like there could seriously be some problems. Old people, for example, one time my sous chef made soup that wasn't on the actual daily menu, and I took over the shift from her and didn't realize that she had made a different soup, and until uh, one of the residents of the community barged into the kitchen because the servers left the door wide open, and he barged in with his bowl of soup and threw it at my head. What the hell is this slop? Well, I don't know. So I walked over to the steam table, take a look and see what the hell he's talking about. I'm like, oh my god, this is not clam chowder. Why are we doing veggie beef soup? And so I understood, but did I deserve to have a bowl of soup thrown at me? No, I didn't. And so, with inmates, it's like they're already in a stressful environment, and if you give them a little bit of something that you know pleases them, um, they're not going to cause a riot. They're not going to beat the crap out of each other. They're not going to go and storm the castle, so to speak. And it keeps the corrections officers safe, keeps me safe, keeps everybody safe if they get something that they actually like. So at least that's how I put it to myself in my head. So anyway, we're all human. We all have to eat. Just eat the food that you like. Eat what you want. Just do it in moderation, so that don't. You don't. Oh, I'm always safe, Teresa. They know not to mess with me, because I am an intimidating person. Um, and I can defend myself. I could literally put any one of these guys on the floor and cause them to cry. Um, I'll just leave it at that. Not a person to be messed with, for the most part. I'm left-handed, and they wouldn't be expecting it. They'd be like protecting protecting their left side, expecting to be hit by a right-handed person, and they don't expect to be hit um, by a lefty. So anyway, no, it's not a you go girl sort of thing. It's not something to be proud of. It's not something to brag about. It just is what it is. And I've only had to defend myself a couple times. Um, and that kind of ended poorly. I ended up in the emergency room. Drunk guy was trying to manhandle me, and I told him, "Don't put your hands on me." And he did it a second time and was like kind of goading me. "Oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna slap me or scratch me with your fingernails?" I'm like, "No, you don't want to find out." And so he touched me the second time. I said, "That's number two. You don't want to make it to number three." Well, apparently he wanted to make it to number three, and it's always the short, drunk men. I don't know why short, drunk men enrage me so much, but I ended up, I ended up just freaking just beating the crap out of him. I ended up with like three of his teeth embedded in my knuckles, blood everywhere. I don't know how. I still don't know how I ended up breaking my elbow, but I broke my elbow, and both of us ended up in the emergency room because he was bleeding and I was covered in blood, mostly his blood, and he was actually handcuffed to the gurney, and there were like 8 beds in the emergency room, so it's like we didn't have any privacy, um, and they're cutting off my blouse to find out where all this blood came from, thinking that I got stabbed or something. I mean, there was an excessive amount of blood all over me, and I ended up having to get his teeth removed from my knuckles, and uh, the guy was just screaming bloody murder. Just why? I didn't do anything. She provoked me. I'm like, I did not provoke him. All I was doing was just hanging out with friends and playing darts. That's all I was doing. This guy decided that he wanted to grab my boobs, and just out of the blue, I didn't even know him. I didn't. There's no reason for me to talk to this guy. This guy was just showing me attention that I didn't want, and it was non-consensual. And because I was being questioned, and they thought that maybe because I was considerably taller than him, so they thought that maybe I was maybe the aggressor. No, I wasn't the aggressor. He touched me, and I gave him 3 chances to just walk away, and he didn't. And I was getting mad because here I am, I'm in pain, and they cut my favorite blouse off, and I'm like, I've not been stabbed. We don't need to do that. This is my favorite blouse. I paid $60 for this blouse. Please don't cut it off me. And I was pissed. I was just so pissed off, and so I just yelled, "Test him for rabies. Um, cut his head off. Test his brain for rabies. Just be done with it." So anyway, so here we are in the emergency room. They had at that point determined that it was his blood that was all over me. He had a severely broken nose, missing several teeth. But then again, he had bad teeth, so there's that. So it wasn't that I, you know, gave him a really good pummeling. He just had bad teeth. Um, and here I am. They're putting a cast on my arm all the way up to my frickin' armpit, and the cops decided, okay, so we're not gonna haul you in. Um, I'm like, well, I didn't do anything. So they finished their investigation, and apparently this guy got in so much trouble. He ended up, after they got him all patched up, he ended up going to jail. And about a month later, it's like I go back to the bar to go and play darts with my friends because it was on the way home, and his girlfriend was there, and she was like just ripping me up one side and down the other about how I sent her man to jail. And I'm like, I didn't send your man to jail. He did it. He did it to himself. He did it to himself. If he was a decent human being and did not bother me and was well mannered, he would not be in jail. And so she wanted to fight me. I'm like, really? You want to go there? I've got a cast on my arm. I've got a cast on my arm. This is a lethal weapon. You realize that, right? She's like, she turned around and walked away. I said, yep, exactly. That's what you need to do. You and I don't need to be talking. How I broke my elbow, I don't know. It was bad though. It was so bad. It was my left arm. My arm is in a cast all the way up to my freaking armpit. Couldn't do anything. It was horrible. It was just horrible. But anyway, it is that time, Munchie Mafia. Go check out the video, and don't forget to check out Captain Brian, Mason Hefner, Main Girl, that guy, and what's his name? Freaking drawing a brain fart. They're all listed on my channel. So go check them out. Go show them some love, and you know it's springtime, renewal. So renew yourself and remember to be kind. So have a great day, guys. I will catch you later. Happy Easter.